Okay, guys, so what I'm going to do is today we're going to continue our discussion about rounding. And yesterday we talked about rounding to a certain place value. So tenths place or the hundreds, etc. And today what we're going to do is talk about something that we touched on yesterday. We'll talk about significant figures and rounding to what are called significant figures. And significant figures means that you're going to be told a particular figure to round to, and then everything after that number, after you do the rounding rules don't change, then everything after that figure will stay the same. Okay? We'll turn to zeros, I'm sorry. So, first, you must be told what figure first, and that would be one significant figure. Third, three significant figures, etc. Okay, so you're going to be told which value to round to. So, for example, if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay, and it says to round to three significant figures, that's 1, 2, 3. So that's the one we're talking about. The 4 would round down, so that would make it 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay? You must have the zeros to keep the value. Okay? And that's all there is to it. Now, it looks a little different when you're doing decimals, but it's not. What happens with decimals, though, is that the things that turn into zeros just simply go away. So, for example, say we have 3, 6, 9, 4, 2, and there's a decimal there. Let's put our decimal there. Okay? And we want two significant figures. So that means the 6. So the 9 is the number that we're using. So what you can do is you can just draw a line, right, between the numbers that will not change and the number you're rounding to, I'm sorry. Okay, so 0.3, the 9 turns the 6 into a 7, and we get a bunch of zeros at the end, but because they're after the decimal point, we don't need them. So our completed answer is simply 0.37. No zeros needed to retain the value. Okay, so we're just going to go to the notes so that you can see what your notes look like on OneNote, so you can see some other examples. Okay, so let's just open that up. So, for significant figures, when rounding to significant figures, the first digit of the number that is not a 0 is the significant figure. Everyone after that counts, including zeros. So, you have an example here, the 7, 3 significant figures. The 7 rounds the 9 up to 350. Again, 3 significant figures. And you need to add zeros to keep the size. If you look at this one, one significant figure, So that's the 2. The 4 will round off. So that just means all of those drop away, and your answer is simply 2. Okay? You do need, however, to tell me the significant figures you rounded to. Okay? So you have to write 2 significant figures or 3 significant figures to tell how you rounded. Right? So you have to explain that you've done something to it. Okay? All right. So you must make sure that you explain what you've done, because otherwise you've just changed the number to something new that you're not allowed to do. Okay? So that's our lesson today, and that will complete it. So we're going to work on doing your homework will be oops. It's not going to come up. So for homework, do T2, week 3, lesson 2. Okay? All right. So T2, week 3, lesson 2 will be your homework. Okay? All right. And since you can't hear me, we will stop the lesson there.